The hot sun in Los Angeles shines hard in the middle of the day. It makes the road on Figueroa Street feel like it's burning. There is a gym there called Iron Fist Muay Thai. It looks like a big, strong building made of stone and sweat. The outside walls have old spray paint on them, and the windows are foggy because it's so hot and steamy inside. Inside the gym, something special happens. It's a place where people turn pain into power and learn to be strong and focused. The glass door has smudges and sweat marks on it. A man walks in. He moves slowly and calmly. This man is Jason Statham. Jason is wearing simple clothes, an old black t-shirt, gray shorts, and shoes that look very used. He is 59 years old. He is quiet, and some people might think he's weak. But they don't know what he's really like. His dark hair has some gray near his ears, and it falls softly on his shoulders. He doesn't look like a movie star at all. He just looks like a regular older man who wants to work out. Maybe people think he is just trying to feel better about life. Inside the gym, it's busy like it always is on a Saturday. The air smells like sweat, rubber from punching bags, and cleaning spray for the floors. Fighters walk around like animals in the wild. They move with strength and grace. In the middle of it all is Dmitry Ironjaw Voronov. He is the boss here. He used to be the world champion in Muay Thai. He was born in Russia but grew up on the tough streets of Bangkok. Dmitry is 42 years old. His body still looks strong and muscular. Each scar on his skin tells a story of a fight he won. Dmitry runs the gym like a king. His word is the rule. His praise is like gold. Good fighters try to get his attention. New fighters are scared of him. He is mean on purpose. He yells at people who don't do well. "You punch like a little girl," he screams at one kid. "My grandma punches harder than you." Everyone laughs. It's not a kind laugh. It's the kind that makes people feel small. Dmitry uses fear to control people. If someone can't take his mean words, he says they're not good enough. There is a clear order in the gym. At the top are the best fighters. They get the best equipment. They talk softly about fights they've won. Dmitry loves them the most. They make him look good. In the middle are fighters who are still learning. They try very hard to be noticed. They take Dmitry's yelling and hope one day he will respect them. At the bottom are the new people. Some are curious. Some just want to try it for fun. Dmitry likes picking on them the most. Their big dreams make him laugh. When Jason walks in, everyone notices him. He is calm and quiet. He doesn't look like someone who belongs in a fighting gym. Dmitry sees him right away. Dmitry is very good at knowing people just by looking at them. He thinks Jason is just another older man trying to feel young again. Dmitry has seen this type before. They don't last long. They usually quit after a few days. "Well, look what the wind blew in," Dmitry says loudly. Another guy who thinks he's a warrior. People in the gym laugh and stop what they're doing to watch. Jason doesn't say anything. He just walks to the front desk. A young woman stands there. She looks nervous. The room is tense. "I'd like to sign up for some training sessions," Jason says quietly. His voice is soft. In the background, people are still hitting punching bags. Dmitry laughs. It's a sharp sound. "Training sessions," he says. "This isn't a spa, old man. This is where real fighters are made. Are you sure you're in the right place?" The question feels like a challenge. Everyone is watching. No one knows yet, but they are about to learn something very important. Something about real strength and staying calm. They don't know that Jason isn't just some weak old man. But for now, Jason says nothing. He just picks up the pen and signs the paper. His hand moves smoothly. He looks peaceful. The woman gives him a pair of old gloves and points to the beginner's area. It's in a corner. The bags there look very worn out, and the mats are stained. Dmitry follows Jason, watching him like a lion watching prey. He watches how Jason walks and moves. He's trying to find proof that Jason is weak. "First time doing Muay Thai, Grandpa?" Dmitry shouts across the gym. He wants everyone to hear him. "I've done some training before," Jason says, pulling on the gloves. He moves calmly. Not fast, not slow, just right. Dmitry watches closely. He sees something strange. Jason's moves are too smooth for a beginner. Dimitri doesn't understand it yet, but something doesn't feel right. Some training. Dimitri says loudly again. He looks at the others. You hear that? He probably took a kickboxing class at the YMCA. Everyone laughs again. It's a cruel laugh. In this gym, respect comes only from fighting hard. Talking means nothing. Dimitri walks over to the punching bag near Jason. Show me what you've got, old man, he says. Let's see this training. Jason stands in front of the bag. He looks relaxed, but he knows what he's doing. His feet are in the right spot. His body weight is balanced. He throws a punch. Just a simple jab. It hits the bag nicely. It's not flashy, but it's correct. Dimitri watches like a scientist. That punch was good, too good. The power was there, but it was controlled. The form was perfect. It wasn't normal for someone who said they had some training. Not terrible, Dimitri says. But you're holding back. This isn't a yoga class. Hit like you mean it. Dimitri steps behind the punching bag and holds it with his strong arms. Again, he says. Pretend it's someone who owes you money. Jason thinks for a second. Then he throws another punch. This one is stronger. The bag bends around Dimitri's body. It even pushes him back a little. The people watching start whispering. That punch wasn't lucky. It was too perfect. Dimitri's face changes. He doesn't look amused anymore. He looks serious. He has just been challenged, even if Jason didn't mean to. Interesting, Dimitri says. His voice is deeper now. You've got power in those old hands. But power without good technique is just messy violence. Dimitri walked around the punching bag so he could face Jason directly. Let me show you how it's really done, Dimitri said. Then, Dimitri started punching the big bag. He hit it hard and fast. Each punch made a loud boom, and the bag swung back and forth like it was scared. Dimitri punched and kicked with so much power and skill that everyone in the gym stopped to watch. Dimitri wasn't trying to teach Jason. He was trying to show off. He wanted everyone to know how strong and smart he was at fighting. His punches said, I'm the best here. You're not even close. He looked back at Jason. You see the difference? He asked. But he didn't really want an answer. He just wanted to brag. Dimitri stood tall and proud. Years of hard work, pain, practice. That's what real martial arts look like. The other fighters in the gym nodded. Some even clapped. They liked watching Dimitri fight. They wanted to be like him. Jason just stood quietly. He didn't look scared. He didn't look impressed either. His face was calm, like always. He just watched. Like a quiet student learning a lesson. Dimitri stepped back and said, Your turn. Show me what you learned. But then Dimitri added something mean. Actually, he said with a sneaky smile, let's make this more fun. Everyone, come here. Let's give our new friend a nice big welcome. All the other people in the gym stopped what they were doing. They walked over and made a circle around Jason and the punching bag. The room started to feel different. It wasn't just practice anymore. It felt like something bad was about to happen. Dimitri smiled like a wolf. This is what happens when someone walks into a real gym and pretends to be a fighter. Watch closely. This is a lesson. The people stood close, making a small ring around Jason. There was no room to walk away. Everyone stared. Jason was now the center of a show, and not a nice one. He had come to train quietly, but now he was surrounded. People weren't treating him like a person anymore. They were treating him like something to laugh at. Dimitri didn't know he was making a big mistake. He thought he was about to scare Jason. He didn't know that he was waking up to something dangerous. Something quiet. Something that didn't like to be pushed too far. Sometimes, the most dangerous people don't look scary. They look calm. They look quiet. Just like Jason. The people moved in even closer. Their faces were excited and mean. They wanted to see what would happen. They weren't thinking about kindness. They were thinking about watching someone get embarrassed. The gym became silent. No one talked. No one hit bags. No one used machines. Everyone watched. Dimitri stood in the middle like a king. He loved the attention. This was his gym, and he was the boss. And now, he was about to prove it again. "Before we begin," Dmitri said like he was telling a story on stage, "let me talk about respect." He walked around Jason slowly, like a lion walking around a deer. "In Thailand, where I trained, we have a saying. The tree that stands alone in the storm gets broken by the wind. You're standing alone, old man. And I am the storm." People clapped and laughed. Some even pulled out their phones to record. Dmitri stood close to Jason now. You could see his breath in the warm air. He whispered, "I'll give you one more chance to show me what you've got. But this time, we'll add a little motivation." Dmitri pointed to two of his top fighters, Jalen and Deshaun. They were big and strong and had many scars. "Help our friend out. Let's give him some encouragement," Dmitri said. Jalen and Deshaun started yelling. They made fun of Jason. "Come on, Grandpa. My grandma hits harder than you. Try yoga." Others joined in. The noise got louder. People laughed and clapped and shouted. The gym became wild. The air was hot and full of anger. Dmitri told everyone to move even closer. Now Jason couldn't move at all. He was surrounded by sweaty, shouting people. It smelled bad. It felt worse. Still, Jason didn't move. He didn't blink. He didn't flinch. He just looked at the bag, calm as ever, like nothing was happening. Dmitri didn't like that. He wanted Jason to look scared, but Jason didn't. "You're not even trying." Dmitri shouted. "Are you giving up already? Too much for you." He got even closer. He was in Jason's face now. "Maybe you should go home. Tell your wife about the big scary men at the gym. Maybe fighting isn't for you." The crowd laughed louder. They liked the show. They didn't care that it was mean. Dmitri raised his hand. The gym became quiet again. "Last chance," he said, his voice soft but scary. "Hit the bag. Show me you belong. Or leave and don't come back." He waited. Everyone held their breath. "Remember," he added, "everyone here is watching. Everyone will remember what happens next." It was a trap. A trick. If Jason walked away, people would laugh at him. If he tried and failed, they'd still laugh. Dmitri was trying to break Jason's spirit. He had done this many times before. But this time was different. Jason stepped toward the bag. Something changed. He didn't say anything. He didn't make a face. But his body moved differently. Just a little. He shifted his feet. He moved his hands. He looked ready. Most people didn't notice. But Dmitri felt it. Something was off. He didn't know what. But he felt it. He didn't understand the danger. He didn't think Jason could ever beat him. He still thought this was going to be a joke. Jason pulled back his fist. Dmitri smiled. He thought Jason was going to make a weak punch and look silly. He didn't know that everything was about to change. Right there, in that small second before the punch, everything stopped. No one spoke. No one laughed. It was like time froze. Jason stood calm in the middle of the storm Dmitri created. And he was about to show the whole gym something they'd never forget. Jason stood still. All around him, people were shouting and laughing. They were trying to make fun of him. But Jason didn't feel scared. He didn't feel angry either. He had been in real fights before, fights where he could have been seriously hurt or even killed. This gym? These loud boys? They were nothing compared to what he had already been through. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. This wasn't a scared breath. It was a strong, calm breath. The kind of breath a soldier takes before something important. He had learned this during many years of training with real fighters, soldiers, and agents. His heart didn't beat faster. Instead, it slowed down. The yelling voices around him became quiet, like faraway music. They didn't matter anymore. Jason was in a special place inside his mind. A quiet place. A strong place. The loud boy named Dmitri kept talking, trying to make Jason feel small. "What's wrong, old man?" Dmitri said, pretending to be worried. "Are you scared now? Do you finally get it? You don't belong here." But Jason wasn't scared. He just didn't want to show what he could really do. He remembered all the training he had done, Not in movies, but in real life. Months and months learning from people who had been in real battles. These people didn't just act tough. They were tough. They didn't care about belts or trophies. They cared about staying alive. They had taught Jason how to move, how to think, and how to win. Now, in this gym full of loud voices and phone cameras, Jason felt those memories return. He remembered how to watch, how to stay quiet, and how to wait for the right moment. He looked around. He could see every person in the circle around him. He could tell which ones knew how to fight and which ones were just pretending. He saw the exit doors. He saw where people were standing. He was ready, even though he hadn't moved yet. Dmitri still didn't understand. He thought Jason was scared. He smiled and said loudly, "Maybe we're being too hard on him. Maybe he just needs a little push." Dmitri made a sign to his friends. They stepped closer. Their voices got louder and meaner. Their faces looked angry. They were trying to scare Jason more. But they didn't know, Jason had already faced scarier things in his life. Much scarier. Real danger. Real pain. Inside, Jason stayed calm. He was thinking clearly. His mind was like a soldier's. He was checking everything around him. His brain and body were working together. It was like a dance he had practiced 1,000 times. In front of him was the heavy punching bag. It was big and strong, used by real fighters. He had two choices. He could hit it softly and walk away, staying hidden. No one would know who he really was. Or he could hit it with everything he had, showing them what he could really do. But that would bring questions. People would want to know more. His secret would be out. Dmitri thought Jason was just an old man who liked action movies. He didn't know the truth. He didn't know that Jason was the one who became the hero in those movies by doing the hard work in real life. Dmitri laughed and said, "Tell you what. Just say it. Say you don't belong here, loud enough for everyone to hear. Then we'll stop. You can leave. No hard feelings." All around, people were holding their phones, ready to record Jason's shame. They wanted to laugh at him. But inside Jason, something changed. He remembered the real fighters he trained with. They didn't show off. They didn't yell. They were brave and calm. They knew real danger and stayed strong. He thought about what real strength means. Not being loud. Not trying to scare people. But knowing what you can do and only using it when you have to. He thought about respect. Not the kind people demand with yelling, but the kind you earn by being skilled and kind and steady. Then, Jason's body shifted just a little. It was so small, almost no one noticed. But someone with real fighting experience would know. It meant he was ready. Ready to move. Ready to act. Dmitri felt something was different. He couldn't explain it. He didn't understand it. But his body felt it. Still, he was too full of pride to stop. "Time's up," Dmitri said loudly. "Last chance. Prove you belong here. Or get out and don't come back." Jason slowly pulled back his fist. The room was silent. Everyone held their breath. Would Jason walk away quietly? Or would he show them who he really was? He made his choice. His fist flew forward, not fast and wild like a scared person, but smooth and sharp like a sword. He hit the heavy bag hard. So hard, it sounded like a gun going off. Boom. The heavy bag didn't just move, it flew backward like it had been hit by a car. It crashed into Dmitri and knocked him off his feet. He landed on the ground with a loud thud. The whole gym shook from the hit. Everything went quiet. No one spoke. No one moved. Dmitri lay on the floor, staring at the ceiling. He couldn't believe what just happened. His face looked shocked. He had taken hits before, from big, strong fighters. But never like this. This was different. It was scary. It was powerful. And it looked easy for Jason. The silence lasted for a long moment. Then someone's phone fell to the ground with a clatter. That little sound broke the quiet. People started whispering. "Did you see that? What just happened? Who is that guy?" Dmitri didn't have any answers. All he had were sore ribs and a new feeling he had never felt before, fear. Jason stood still again, just like at the beginning. But now, no one was laughing. No one was yelling. Everyone looked at him differently. They didn't see a quiet man anymore. They saw someone powerful. Someone dangerous. Someone they shouldn't have messed with. Jason didn't smile. He didn't talk. He didn't pose like a hero in a movie. He just stood there, calm and quiet, the same way he had trained for years. The people in the gym would never forget what they saw that day. They came to watch a joke, a silly moment. Instead, they saw something real. They saw the difference between someone pretending to be strong and someone who truly was. And Jason? He didn't need their cheers or claps. He had already proven everything he needed to, without saying a single word. Jason stepped back from the big punching bag. The bag was still moving, swinging back and forth from the strong hit he gave it. He calmly began to take off his gloves, just like how he had carefully put them on before. His breathing was slow and steady. His face didn't show any excitement, anger, or pride. It was as if he had just looked at a clock to check the time. What he had done seemed very normal to him. On the floor nearby, Dmitri was trying to stand up. He was the man who had teased Jason earlier. Dmitri's body was sore, but what really hurt him was something inside, his pride. He had been knocked down in front of his own students, the people who looked up to him. He had always tried to show them that he was the best, the strongest, the smartest. But now, he had been beaten by one single punch, and it wasn't even a loud or showy punch. It was fast and quiet, like a whisper. Dmitri's face turned red, not just from pain, but from shame. His students had seen everything. The man they trusted to lead them had been knocked down by someone he had called weak just minutes ago. "Lucky shot," Dmitri muttered. He tried to sound strong, like it wasn't a big deal. He wanted people to think Jason just got lucky. But his voice was weak. His words didn't sound brave. Deep down, everyone in the room knew the truth. That punch wasn't luck. It was a skill. People in the gym began looking at each other. Something had changed. When Jason first walked in, he was just a stranger. Some people even laughed at him. But now, they looked at him differently. Something about him felt strong, but in a quiet way, not a loud way. Dmitri couldn't accept it. He had spent years building this gym and being the boss. People listened to him. They feared him. But if he let this moment go, if he let Jason walk away after making him look weak, everything he had built might fall apart. "You think one punch makes you tough?" Dmitri shouted. He wiped blood from his mouth. He had bitten his tongue when he fell. "You think you can walk into my gym and disrespect me like that?" He looked around and called out, "Jalen, Deshaun." Jalen and Deshaun were his best students. They were bigger, stronger, and always followed Dmitri's orders. "Show this old man what happens when someone forgets their place." Dmitri yelled. But something felt different now. Jalen and Deshaun looked unsure. They glanced at each other. Before, they had laughed and joked. But now, they weren't so sure. They had just seen Jason do something amazing. He had knocked Dmitri down like it was nothing. Jalen took a small step forward. He was a strong fighter who had won many matches. But now, he looked nervous. "Dmitri, maybe we should stop," Jalen said quietly. Dmitri's face turned angry. "I said show him," he yelled louder. His voice cracked. He was losing control. "What's wrong with all of you? Are you scared of one quiet man?" Now his students weren't just unsure, they were scared. Not Jason, but of Dmitri. His anger didn't feel strong anymore. It felt desperate. Jason stood silently, watching it all. He didn't look angry or smug. He had seen things like this before. He knew what it looked like when a leader lost the respect of their followers. He had seen it in real fights, in hard places, far worse than this. "This doesn't have to go on," Jason said gently. His voice was soft but strong. "I came here to train, not to fight." Some people in the crowd nodded. But Dmitri didn't listen. He thought Jason was scared. He thought Jason was giving up. Too late for that. Dmitri shouted. He stood up all the way, even though he winced from the pain in his ribs. Then, from behind the front desk, he grabbed something, Rayol fighting gloves and a head protector. "We're doing this officially," he said. "You and me. 3 rounds. Full contact. Let's see if you're really as good as you think." The people in the gym gasped. This was serious now. This wasn't just showing off. This was a real match. Everyone stopped what they were doing. They gathered around. Some people whispered. Others took out their phones to record what was about to happen. Dmitry pulled off his shirt and put on his fighting shorts. His body was strong, with big muscles and many scars. Each scar told a story of a hard fight from the past. "You can still leave," Dmitry said as he tightened his gloves. "But if you stay, don't expect mercy." Jason took the gloves and headgear quietly. His hands moved smoothly. His face stayed calm. He didn't look excited or scared. He just looked focused. Some people in the crowd noticed something strange. Jason moved like a professional. His steps were quiet, his body relaxed. He didn't bounce or pose like the others. He just stood ready. 3 rounds. 2 minutes each. Dmitry shouted. No rules. No quitting. Winner takes all. The crowd made a loose circle around the 2 men. Everyone watched closely. Dmitry started bouncing on his feet. He threw fast punches in the air, trying to look fierce. Jason stood still, quiet and ready. His eyes watched Dmitry, calm and focused. Fight. Dmitry shouted, and he rushed forward. Dmitry's punches were fast and wild. He tried to scare Jason with his power, but Jason didn't move back. He didn't flinch. Instead, he stepped forward. It was like he could see where every punch was going. He moved his shoulder just a little. He shifted his weight just right. And suddenly, he was close, too close for Dmitry to hit. Then came Jason's counterattack. One simple uppercut. Not big, not loud, but perfect. The punch hit exactly where it should. The sound of it echoed through the gym, like a hammer hitting stone. Dmitry stopped. His body stiffened. Then he dropped hard. His body hit the ground like a tall tree falling in a forest. The gym went silent. No one moved. No one spoke. Everyone stared. Jason stood still for a moment. Then he quietly took off his gloves and headgear. He knelt beside Dmitry, checked his pulse, and gently moved his head so he could breathe easily. "He'll be okay," Jason said softly. "He's just unconscious. His ribs are hurt, but nothing too bad." He spoke like someone who had done this before, not just the fight, but the aftercare. People in the crowd started whispering. "That wasn't luck," someone said. "That was real. That was training." Then a young man near the front said loudly, "Wait, I know who that is." Heads turned. Eyes widened. "That's Jason Statham." The name spread like lightning. Jason Statham? From the John Wick movies. Everyone looked again at the quiet man standing in front of them. He wasn't just a good fighter. He was a famous actor too. But this wasn't acting. This wasn't fake. This was a real skill. Real power. Real control. Jason picked up his gym bag and began packing his things, as calm as ever. The gym's receptionist came forward, looking nervous. "I'm so sorry," she said. "We didn't know who you were." Jason looked at her with a kind smile. "That's the point," he said. "Who I am shouldn't matter. Everyone who walks through this door deserves respect." The words were simple, but they felt big, like a lesson everyone needed to hear. Dmitry was awake now. He sat on a bench with an ice pack. He looked confused and sad. "I don't understand," Dmitry said quietly. "How did you learn to fight like that?" Jason walked over and knelt beside him. "The same way you did," he said gently. "Through training. Through discipline. From people who knew more than me." He looked around the gym and added, "But I also learned something else, respect. Real strength isn't about making others feel weak. It's about helping them grow." The crowd listened carefully. "You weren't teaching," Jason said softly. "You were bullying." No one argued. Everyone knew he was right. "I came here looking for real training," Jason continued. "But I found fear being used as a teaching tool. That's not martial arts. That's cruelty." People nodded. Some looked ashamed. Others looked thoughtful. A few people walked up, wanting to take pictures with him or ask for an autograph. But Jason gently said no. "This isn't about being famous," he said kindly. "This was about respect." He walked toward the door. Then he turned and looked at everyone one last time. "Real martial arts teaches you when not to fight," he said. "It teaches you to protect people, not to hurt them. Remember that." Then he walked out. Calm. Quiet. Like he had come. No one in the gym moved. Everyone was thinking. Dmitri sat still, holding his ribs. But what hurt more than his body was his pride. His world had changed. The way he saw strength, the way he led, the way he treated others, it had all been broken. His students no longer looked at him the same way. They didn't see a fearless leader. They saw someone who needed to learn. Outside, Jason walked to his motorcycle. The sun was warm. He smiled a little. He wasn't proud or happy, just at peace. Tomorrow he will train somewhere else. Meet new people. Keep learning. Keep growing. But for the people in that gym, the lesson he gave them would stay forever. They had seen what real strength looked like. It didn't shout. It didn't bully me. It didn't need to prove anything. It just helped. Did you enjoy the story? I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you had fun, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the next adventure. Thanks for being here, and as always, stay curious, stay bold, and keep exploring.